Happy Monday, happy Monday. I'm getting plugged in here. All right, what else? I want to get my dill seeds out. Getting plugged in here. And then I am going to, let me show you my dill. Let me get a few things from over there. I'll be right back. Hang on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, but I'll be back. I need to grab a few more things to show and tell. Hello. Sorry. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I know I did. More seed starting. I was gonna ask how was y'all's weekend? Okay. Sorry. Trying to get on. All right. Okay. First things first. I had some broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprout, but I went ahead and gave all 3 boxes to my dad. I think I went ahead and planted some of them, but here are some radishes. Here are French breakfast radishes. If you're curious to know what those are, that's this here. French breakfast radishes, that's what these will eventually end up being. This is from the 35 seed variety kit from Gardener's Basics. I chose it mainly because I wanted to have something that others could follow along with in case you choose to get the same pack, and my strategy for getting it all planted. So these are these radishes. Hello, welcome, good morning. These are these radishes here. These are French breakfast radishes. They're more oblong than your red bell radishes, and for that same reason, they grow a little bit bigger and take a little bit longer. So the average radish will take more like 24 days. This will take an extra 3 days to grow. I use micro soil blocking to grow these. And that's why I'm able to fit them comfortably in an upcycled strawberry clamshell to do it. Yay! I did also have some radishes that I also planted as well. But I gotta plant more of these. We got plenty of seeds in this container. If you guys are starting seeds, let me know. What are you guys starting or what zone you're in? I'm in zone 8A. We're seed starting here in zone 8A. I have never seed started. Bobby, good to see you. Lots of seeds to start. I have never seed started this early before. But seasons are always decided gardens are always decided the season before. So gotta be busy starting seeds. Yes, David, good to see you. Hi, Jonathan, good to see you. Yeah, I would say I generally find 2 weeks is the max it can grow in here. It's pretty easy to see. Like I can see some of my roots already starting. Can you see that? You see that white line there? That's a radish root trying to find more soil. So it's a pretty good indicator that this is when you need to pot them. I could either do one of two things. These are radishes, right? So I am actually going to directly sow them in my front yard. I grow in my front yard a cottage food garden, hence the username Front Garden Home. It's the sunniest spot. It's the sunniest spot all year round for me. And it says, these were started on 1/5. So these are radishes that I started back on January 5th. It's been what? It has been 7 days a week, and this is their growth. And honestly, these are already ready to come out of here. Radishes do tend to have bigger seeds, bigger than, I mean, they're not too big, but they're big enough They are considered somewhat bigger seeds relative to brassicas, so that's why I go ahead and move them. That's why I prefer. And look how quick the seedlings grow, right? They're already up and out, so that's when I'm gonna transfer them. Jonathan, how are you doing? Did you do anything related to the garden this weekend? Sorry, why is this like? Oh, let me wipe it. It's got like a smudge on it, and that's why everything's blurry, I guess. Is that better? No, still got a little bit of a glare. Why? Let me use this. Sorry for the discoloration. Oh, still, I think it's just because I'm backlit. But okay, so these are the French breakfast radishes. You brought your pumpkins inside, nice. Jonathan, that's funny. I took, the other day, I had some pumpkins that I have from store-bought, and I went ahead and planted them outside. Like I said, it's very risky because it is, February is our coldest month for everywhere in the world, right? So it is very risky, but I have a lot of extra seeds to spare, and I guess I'm curious to know if I'm able to successfully physically cover them, can I then get them to survive and start growing early, potentially? So that's what I want to know. I also went ahead and started 6 zucchini seeds, 2 actually. Again, I'm in zone 8A. It is freezing in my zone in February down to 10 degrees. So it's very risky, but it's been so unseasonably warm. I want to know if I can like attempt to grow and then try to protect them through our coldest month. So these were the zucchinis from the 35 seed vault packet that I started. And again, I've linked these in my video only because it's what I'm using and it's what I feel people can access if they want to learn along with me. Either if you're in zone 8A or even if you're in a later zone. You can still use the same general planting guide. And you can kind of see how things are growing and developing. Jonathan, nice. Yeah, I figured, right? Because pumpkins are warm season crops. Nice. Nakul, welcome. Good. We are starting seeds for our spring garden. This will be my 2nd spring garden, you guys. And I'll tell you, I've never been so on top of starting seeds ever before. It's January. I've like never started seeds this early. Lamb, good to see you. We grow our own pumpkins and they get huge. We have them. Oh, awesome. How nice. So Lamb, do you guys homestead? I'm in an urban area, so just gardening out here. Maybe I'll eventually have chickens, but even if I do, we'd only be allowed to have 4 or 5. Ugh. Runny nose, sorry. So, Lamb, what zone are you in? So I'm in zone 8A, and I went ahead and started some zucchini just as an experiment. Zucchini, as you guys know, are notorious for squash vine borers, right? So, and yes, I do have squash vine borers in my area. Last season, I had 1 zucchini before my plant died. 1 zucchini. So I had a friend who's in she's in zone 7 actually, and she is gonna try growing her zucchini indoors. I'm not gonna try it indoors, I don't have the space for that, but I do wanna try it outdoors protected. We'll see. February is our coldest month, so we'll know. Lamb, you're in the middle of nowhere. Nice. Nice, Lamb. I'm also curious, like, should I try cucumbers too? I don't know. Either way, these are both cool. All of these are cool season crops. Warm season crops and will not tolerate a frost. So I will have to figure out some serious protection for them if we get down to 10 degrees in February. South Michigan. How exciting, Lamb. Yeah, so Lamb, when are you going to start your season then? Probably not until later, huh? Sorry, runny nose. Okay, so, Lamb, has it been unseasonably warm in your area like it has been for me? Yeah, okay. Jonathan, I was gonna say, we also got kind of cold yesterday night, but I didn't bother to protect anything. Whoops. I had some eggplants that I was gonna try and overwinter, and all I did was I covered it with dry grass. So hopefully the roots are still alive, at least. And actually, I don't think it was actually freezing. It was 34 degrees, but enough that some things were frosted out here. Wow. Wow, Liam. Ugh, burr. It's freezing and snowing. Okay. Yeah, it normally does get, we do already have had a number of cold days in my zone, but it has, like I said, been unseasonably warm. The coldest we've been is down to 28, which is unheard of. My oregano is still alive, which is unheard of. Usually by December, it's already dead. And then it regrows in the spring. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Oh, 33. Lisa, it was about 34 in my zone too, and I didn't bother to check. Most everything looks okay though, because it didn't actually get to freezing. And remember, I have cool season crops that are in the ground. So they did fine. We have the radishes. These were sitting outside in this container at 34 degrees this morning, and they're just fine. They're just fine. I had them sitting out like this. Liam, I'm doing outdoor winter seed starting. I don't feel like I have a lot of indoor space. I believe that the sun is a really great source of natural light, and it's also really good in my front yard. So I am growing in my front yard, starting seeds outdoors without grow lights, without greenhouse. This is essentially my greenhouse. The beet is taking. Nice, Lisa. Jonathan, you've been to Three Rivers Land. It gets cold up there. Ooh, yeah, it does. It's Michigan, it's inland, although you guys do have the lake, and I hear by the lake it's a little bit more temperate. Ooh, nice. Kalamazoo. Never been there. How cool, Liam. Exciting. I was gonna say, what? Liam, have you ever started some of your cool season crops before your last frost date? I mean, like planted them outside? I was just curious. It's still probably pretty cold right before your frost, or is it? I don't know. Does it warm up right before our last frost? Not always, right? It's not always necessarily warmer. My last frost is March 12th, sorry. And like I said, I'm just gonna grow outside, and Lisa, I do my gray watering every day. I love it. This is all my gray water this morning. It has like mushroom water. So this morning I was washing some mushrooms, washing the dirt off of it. So this has mushroom water in it. This has fruits from the vegetables that the kids took to school this morning. This is the gray water. So I'm collecting my gray water all throughout the day, Lisa. And then I like slowly pour it into this container. It pretty much gets used up the same day. I love it, Lisa, that you're asking. So every day I'm collecting my gray water and then I'm watering it. I mean, this is feasible only because I live on a like somewhat small area, so it's easy for me to go fill up inside. I mean, it's like what, 15, 20 steps to my kitchen, and then like 20 steps out here to water. So it's very feasible for me to manually gray water this way. Would I like to have an advanced system to filter out? Yes. Does it make sense does it make like financial sense though? Probably not. It's okay. I count it as getting in my steps. Yeah, you're saying, yeah, we plant them in pots inside, then we bring them outside. Nice. Oh, excellent. Oh, so you're almost doing okay. And then will you eventually put them in ground, Liam? Seed Addict, good to see you. Gromies, I love it. Good to see you. Hi, Richard, good to see you. We are doing well here. Or at least I have been seed starting. Jonathan, are you seed starting yet? Like I said, I've never been this early with my seed starting before. So I've pretty much started all of my cool season vegetables already, at least one round of it. And especially the cauliflowers, the broccolis, the ones that take the longest, right? So I planted pretty much all of these seeds at some point, and now it's just time to like succession plant these. I was just showing the radishes that I had planted. Okay, yeah, let's go look at the cabbages, Lisa. I love how enthusiastic you are. Let me know if you can tell the difference. I feel like it's so slow growing. It is like slowly, you know how cabbages grow, right? And we'll go look at it. They're like, I have Napa cabbage that I'm growing on my front lawn. I started them, I think back in like early October. So they've been growing through winter. They did sustain for the most part, they did well in my zone, only because it's been unseasonably warm, like down to 28 is the coldest it's gotten. There was the last bed of frost though, where I did not water properly before, nor was there rainfall, and so they got a little bit of damage, but we'll see that. I'll just show you really quickly. These are my radishes. Richard, you say, not yet, Jonathan. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely say start the ones that take the longest to grow. If you're interested in growing like cauliflower or broccoli, those definitely need to be started early before it gets hot. You're gonna run into some hot weather, and then they'll start to bolt, and you don't want that unless you want a whole bunch of new broccoli seeds for next season. That would be the only reason you would want that to happen. But now that makes me really sad, right? Like, which person would actually grow a broccoli head only to let it go to seed? Maybe you wouldn't do that with the main stem, but you would do that with the side shoots potentially. I think that's probably what I'll do. Seed addict, you said 60 days, 22 hours, and 20. Wow, you are a seed addict. I love it. Seed addict, like we only have, look at that. That's like less than 2 months. Lisa, when would be the harvest date for the cabbages? Anyway, for the cabbages that I start now, so I started them, I think it said like 100 days. I think it said 180 to 100 days, something like that. So 80 days is what? A little less than 3 months. So like if I started them in January, it would be like March, April is when I would harvest my cabbages. That would be the ones that I started in the spring. These are the Napa cabbages though, and these are the ones I started back in September or early October. So, oh, I didn't flip it over yet. Okay. Look, they're finally closing in. Look. No actual head yet. These are Napa cabbages, or also known as Chinese cabbages. This one's my biggest one, most prized one. I have a baby one next to it, or a babyer one next to it. You'll see it has exhibiting some frost damage. So this is a baby one next to it. I planted quite a few Napa. I started quite a few Napa seeds back then. And so you'll see here's another section where I'm trying to use the mesh to kind of cover it, but have been somewhat better about it than others. But yeah, so proud. I've got some baby ones in there. Hopefully they'll grow more quickly once, or I probably should have spaced these out a little bit more. I don't think those are Mexican radishes. No, it says French breakfast. I don't know what Mexican radishes are. And I actually don't know what a French breakfast radish is, other than it's like oblong and has like a really pretty color, not your traditional red and yellow one. But yeah, so these Napa cabbages, I feel like these will probably be ready maybe February. I don't know. How long does it take? So here are the, this is the one that got all eaten up. Anyway. Okay, so I did actually here, yesterday I went ahead and planted some of the French breakfast because I had another box of them. I went ahead and planted them in the ground directly as a micro soil blocker. Like I took them a little micro soil block and I just directly planted in the ground. So that's what these are here. I want to see how these do, because right now my biggest culprit is pill bugs. They're all in the dirt because as you guys know, I mulch. And so once I scraped back the dirt to expose the dirt, once I scraped back the mulch to expose the dirt, I found lots of pill bugs. And pill bugs and slugs are the ones that are going to take out your radishes. So right now I planted about 40 in here. We're going to see how many I actually harvest from this area. How many of my 40 radishes will make it? Let's see. Richard, you're saying, in my private garden, I'll need to cut down a sycamore tree for more space to grow vegetables. Okay, how exciting, Richard. Lisa, once you harvest the carrot seed, will you get more in the future from the same plant? Yeah, let's go see, Lisa. I feel like, okay, so Lisa, every time you ask, and I love it, the thing about the carrot, it looks like it's starting to slow down. Remember how I was showing you guys last time? The seeds keep getting smaller and smaller. so I think it is slowing down. Okay. Yeah, so like look how tiny these seeds are. They're super tiny, like even smaller than the initial ones that it was producing. So I do feel like it's like reaching the end of its life cycle. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh. Okay, and so like this, let's see. Yeah, I can't even recognize this. I think it is getting towards the end of its life cycle. Here it is down here though. Same big carrot. When it's died all the way back, I'll see if I can pick it up. Jonathan, you're asking, have you heard of henbit? It's the purple flowers that grows. No, I haven't, Jonathan. That's not the same as nasturtium, right? Or is it related to nasturtium? Yay! Yes, we can. How exciting! Radishes are so good. I mean, I like radishes a lot, and I hope you guys do too. Oh, I planted some snow peas here. I don't know. I don't see them coming up. Hopefully the rats didn't get to them. Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's see. How excited? Yes, we can. That's exciting. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to harvest my bok choy here. What do you guys think? I can like harvest the outside leaves, right? I've been so protective of it. I don't know. But I think I should because like this one, for instance, is getting shaded out by the other ones. Is it time to harvest? Lisa, I want to Sprouts. You went to Sprouts Market over the weekend and purchased cherry plums. How exciting, Lisa. Yes, take the, or actually you could start them, you could try to start them now, Lisa. When was it? I planted tomatoes with you guys, right? Well, tomatoes, I would definitely start now, especially in yours. Lisa, you share the same zone as me, right? If you start your tomatoes now, you'll have enough runway that as soon as it gets to spring, you'll have a big enough plant that will start producing ASAP. So if you want to, you might as well go ahead and plant them now. You'll have to baby them indoors or in an outdoor protected environment scenario. Looks good to you, Jonathan, to harvest? Okay. Yeah, okay. Only the outside though, right? I'm only gonna harvest the outside ones. Like, look, this is the radish, and you'll see it got like some frost damage. I'm just so happy that the rats didn't find this, or I don't know what it is, but somehow they left this section untouched, and I'm not sure how. But yay, I got a few. I mean, I think I'm only gonna get like 2 ounces from this. I'm not gonna harvest here. I'm gonna do it on a video so I can share it with all. I mean, I guess I'm technically on video here, but yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I think that's like mostly, let's see, I soil blocked some cabbages. I mean, I went ahead and planted those cabbages here, so we'll see. This is like a red cabbage. If you guys remember, I had like 40 red cabbages. Well, I planted them, and guess who? Somebody came by and ate them because I literally only have 20 of those 40 cabbages left that I started. So I started trying to do this where I put like this around it to protect it. I'm not sure how much protection it's adding. Like, is this one still? I don't remember. Did I plant something here? Maybe I didn't. I don't see a toilet paper roll. Like this one, I definitely planted something and it's no longer here. Let me check my holes. Oh, okay, this one took well. Okay. Okay. Oh, this one's, oh. This one's a little wilted over. Okay. I had some, is that beet or Swiss chard? Can you guys tell? Is that a beet or Swiss chard? Lisa, I don't put out rat traps. I'm just trying to discourage them from eating it. I think it'll be really tough for me to actually get rid of them because it's my city that has rats. It's not just me. Jonathan, you put out rat traps? I don't know. Yeah, I haven't. It's fine. I'll find a way to coexist. Okay, so do you guys think this is a beet? It looks like a beet leaf to me rather than a Swiss chard. What do you guys think? Beet. Okay, thank you, Lisa. I was like, it's got speckles on it. I think it's also a beet. All right. Okay, what? Oh no, something was in here and now it's no longer here. Oh, it's right there. It's just, wait, hold on. Something's in there. I don't know. It's like getting chewed up in here. Ugh. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look. Oh no, I actually, ooh. Yeah, something just like bit it off, right? Look at this. Somebody is chewing my red cabbage and beheading it. And this is what I get left with. A dead seedling. If anyone has any suggestions on how to prevent this, help me, because literally all of my red cabbages, is this rats? It looks like rat behavior, but it's kind of silly that they would poke their nose in so hard and so far just to do that. Yeah. All right, here's another one. Okay, this was a Swiss chard I planted here yesterday, so it's fine. Swiss chard. I think this was a broccoli that I planted. This one's looking good still. But seriously, I think I'm now down left to like 10 red cabbages at this point. Because somebody keeps coming and chewing it away. Okay, this one's still here today. Seriously, every day though, I come here and I like expect whatever is in here to be chewed away. Grr, grr, grr. This one's doing okay though. This one's growing in nicely, finally. This is what, like the second red cabbage so far. It is, Lisa. It is the paper core of a toilet paper. Yes. I like to save those. I've been using it for a while to protect my seedlings from slugs and pill bugs. Is it effective? More effective than if I didn't have them, I feel. So yeah. Hello, Star War. Let's see what else. I did also try to plant. Okay, so there's more stuff growing here. Okay. Is this one? What is this? What was this? What was in here? Look, here we go again. Here I had something. Oh, okay, I see it. Is that going to keep growing, you guys think? Again, someone nibbled the head off of this one. It looks like something a rat would have done, but... This one looks okay, though. Grr. Oh, look, I started more pineapple plants in here. I'm trying to do it in the shade. I'm trying to minimize the number of pots I have to take up, so I'm just kind of planting it in the shade of this other plant. It's a mum, and hope the pineapples will take root. Thank you, Lisa. I mean, I love it. It's like, yes, why not? Especially the cardboard, because they'll eventually break down in your garden over time. So yeah, I know Rebecca does it as well. She even starts her seedlings in them. I don't start my seedlings in them, mostly because I don't have enough cores to start seedlings in. So my cores serve a very specific purpose of protecting my seedlings once they're in the ground, or at least me attempting to. Hard to please, thank you. In North Texas, welcome. We are gardening out here. Food gardening, I have to specify food gardening. And yeah, we're taking a look at some of the things in the garden. Oh, here are the snow peas. Snow peas are growing. It's time for me to harvest these. Or not harvest the peas, but I mean, what I mean is I'll like harvest the tips and eat them. Oh, I already mentioned that last time, huh? But yeah, there's a few growing there. Lisa, most of my seeds are using that soil blocker. Yes. I'm trying it. I find that the bigger seeds don't do as well in the micro soil blocker though. So I'm trying beets. We'll see how it does and if I even recommend it. But the beet seeds are like huge, as are the Swiss chard seeds. They're pretty huge because they're compound seeds, right? Each seed actually has 2 or 3 seeds in them. So we'll see. I'll see if I recommend that. I am actually testing them to see how they do. But yeah, I would say because it is a micro soil blocker, it is better for smaller seeds. Well, welcome, Piku. Welcome, Piku. Hard. Well, it's hard to please, guy. It's been unseasonably warm here in North Texas. Normally by now we would have had more chill hours, but the coldest it's been so far this winter is 28 degrees. So all we've had is like a light frost. Pineapples, as you know, are not frost tolerant. And I've been trying to protect them. You'll see I did better. You'll see my older plants sustained some damage, unfortunately. I'm just hoping it stays alive. Like, I think oh, you know what? I forgot to protect it yesterday and it was 34 degrees, you guys. That probably didn't help either. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to survive. I'm just doing my best. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, I do have a question for you guys. Yeah, we can try to see. At least I'll try to show you. It's kind of like the same shot I do though, because the thing is, oh, sorry. The thing is, everything is so small right now. So when you look at it from afar, it's just going to look like a bunch of dead winter plants. Okay, here, I'll do my best to show you. This is the same view I usually do. And you'll also see like cardboard and whatnot. So I leave all my dead stuff here. And then you can't even see plants, but it's like the little green spots, right? And then here's like where I have my garlic up here. And this is the public sidewalk. Ooh, sorry. Garlic, public sidewalk. I have grass in certain areas that I'm still trying to get rid of, but I've actually tried to plant like some cabbages throughout here. So that's where those little white markers are. We'll see if I can grow them big from the soil blocker. And yeah, these used to be all the cosmos and the sunflowers and the marigolds that used to grow here. And then, of course, grass. So you'll see I definitely left it wild, kind of consistent with my wildlife habit. These were the Napa cabbages. Looks like some of them might make it. I actually planted them about the same time as that other one there. But yeah, so I'm kind of I'm going after an aesthetic that follows more of this. Well, that's nice, hard to please. Maybe cover. Yes, hard to please. I've been using cardboard boxes. Yeah, I used to have cosmos. Yeah, lots of cosmos actually. It would just be like shrub after shrub. So that's all these are. Oh yeah, this used to be basil, as you can tell. There used to be a huge, oh, I used to also have a lot of basil bushes in here. Oh, look, this cabbage is doing well, you guys. Ooh, this one's doing well. Here's another one over here. This one's smaller. Okay, but yeah, all this right here, that tall plant right there is cosmos. As are these, they've become like brummelweeds now, but this was all cosmos. Yellow and orange ones that I had. So yeah, a lot of work, and honestly, I think it's maybe like 500 square foot, the whole front yard. It's just it's a lot of space just for me to manage. So as you can see, I can like barely stay on top of it. Here's the other section. And you'll see again lots of dead stuff. I'm still working on it, right? But hopefully in the spring, this is where I planted some Swiss chard, like in the circle right here. I have some carrots over there in that small little pile. This was supposed to be my warm section where I was supposed to like keep my, what's in here? It almost looks like someone like made a nest out of this or something. Anyway, this was supposed to be my warm zone, but yeah, I'm using this literally as, what is that called? Like, insulation. So yes, looks very messy, but everything has a purpose here. Oh, and this is where I planted my potatoes. Again, you can't tell, but this is where I planted my store-bought potato eyes. They're russet potatoes. What do you use to fertilize? Hard. I usually I use my compost, my DIY compost from Kitchen Scraps, and leaves, the neighbors' leaves. I collect all of their leaves, and mulch. That is what I use. So really trying to find like all the natural stuff to do. Okay, here's my little herb section that I've been trying to make an herb section. It had time, so this is the time my neighbor gave me. It finally took. Ooh, she tried to give me a sage. Oh yeah, okay, the sage is still alive. You see that little sprig right there? She gave me a sage that looks like it's taking. She also tried to give me some rosemary sprigs that she propagated, so maybe those will take. And then this I planted, it looks like I got some carrots here. But I also have parsley. I planted all the parsleys here. Like I had a bunch of parsleys that started from seed. Another one. And I'm using, as you guys can see, I'm using the leaves again as a light mulch. I don't want to use the chip mulch yet, just because I feel it's a little too heavy. But when the plants are a little bit bigger, I will then mulch it over with the wood mulch that I got from Chip Drop. Which, by the way, if you're wondering, I'm still working through that hill. It's like 1/3 done. Ooh, sorry. 1/3 done. See, Lisa, what's a great Chinese seed to plant in the summer? In the summer, there's this one. Well, I'm gonna try and get seeds from my aunt. It's called a bitter melon. So I want to try and plant that. It's very specific melon though. Lisa, I also planted a winter melon. Again, all very unique. Let me see if I can find one that's actually tasty for summer. I can't think of one. Most of them I'm thinking of are green vegetables that are better suited to winter gardening. So like the bok choy that I showed you guys over there, that was the one. Brienne, good to see you. Well, welcome. Oh yeah, it looks very different. I actually do have some old videos. Although I think I'm going to try and consistently do it from the same angle now. That way it's a little bit easier to tell, because I feel like before I would do it from different angles. I definitely have some videos out there though. So like in my spring, it would be a trellis full of pumpkins. In the summer, the pumpkins were still there, but you could see the vine was not doing as well as it was in the spring. Yeah, hard to please. Yeah, bok choy. I do have bok choy. Lisa, but that is a winter green though, so it's something that you'd be starting now for your spring garden. See, Dad, have you ever forgot about... yes, Seed Addict. Yes, Seed Addict, about potatoes. And actually mine weren't growing yet, but I went ahead and cut out the eyes and planted them. So I've definitely been able to grow potatoes before, and I'm excited to grow them again this year using that same method. I usually just plant them directly in the soil though. Jonathan, I have had them happen plenty of times. Nice, Jonathan. What was your question to us? Oh, Carlos. Oh yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding. My question was raised beds. What do you guys think about raised beds? How many of you guys use them? I know Seed Addict, you use it. As you can tell, I go for more of like a natural aesthetic because it is a cottage. For me, cottage is like you walk up to the cottage and it literally is just lined in ground with flowers. And then on top of that, I am a wildlife habitat. I had someone, so yeah, are you guys doing raised beds or in-ground? Seed Addict, I remember you were raised beds and containers. I guess I'm technically a little bit container as well, but I'm mostly in-ground. And I was like wondering, what are your thoughts on the benefits and the pros and cons? Hard to please, you say, I want to have an herb section, but I didn't have time. Oh, well, I mean, personally, I feel like most herbs, some of the herbs, you just only need one of them, right? So it's not worthwhile growing from seed. The ones I'm thinking of, like thyme, oregano, rosemary. But the ones that you definitely need from seed, especially if you like herbs, are definitely parsley. Love parsley. Dill is the other one that I'm growing in abundance as well. I think I have it planted throughout. I don't have it in a specific section. And then, what is the last one? Yeah, mint. You definitely don't need a lot of that either, right? You have 3 whole pumpkins left from Halloween. Nobody carved them. When do you think I should break them down? Lisa, when it's warm enough, because pumpkins like it warm. So I would say after your last frost date is when you should plant your pumpkins. Great question. Brienne, yeah. Brienne, I don't necessarily allow them to pick just because, I mean, even with my own kids, I'm like, oh, don't stop there, don't stop there. I'm still trying to figure out how to draw out pathways. Right now, it's a very zigzag pattern. Even with my own kids, they're not really allowed to step in the garden either. So no, I don't necessarily, but I do share my excess when I can, Brienne. So for instance, when I was growing a lot of tromboncino squash last year, I would share with my neighbor across the way and then diagonally. As you guys can see, we're like really, my neighbors are very close to me. Nice, Seed Addict. I wanted you to raise beds mainly oh, okay, Carlos, nice. You don't get as many pests, okay. And Seed Addict, do you mean that because when you do a raised bed, you mostly putting in sterile soil, and that's why you have less pests, right? That's what you're saying. Brienne, you say, I do both. Cons on in-ground seem to have more pests stealing the food. Yeah. Also, raised beds are easier covered with wire. That's a good point. Yeah, Brienne. Okay. Yeah, Jonathan, easy to keep up to with raised beds. Okay. I don't use. Okay. Mr. Nova, welcome. Yes, natural contours. I mean, hard to please. We have like very flat land out here. But I do have this concept of, I'm familiar with permaculture and I have the idea of creating berms. Just haven't gotten there. In general, my land is the land is already flat to begin with. March 26th is my last frost day. Yes, Lisa is March 12th. So I'm just a little bit earlier than you. Oh, that was a joke. Oh, well, it worked on me because I got it, at least in a permaculture sense. But here are the bok choy again. Lisa, so these are the bok choys that we were suggesting you grow. Look how beautiful they are. They finally, it felt like it took them forever to grow. And as you guys know, I grow in ground, right? I do feel in ground stuff also take longer. I asked because, yeah, I think mostly I have the headache of filling it, right? With in ground, I'm able to use the existing soil, but I'm not going to be digging up the soil just to fill a raised bed. So that's what I'm thinking about. I had a small company try to poach me about giving me a raised bed and then me posting a video about it. And I was like, do we even want a raised bed? I think after you guys mention it, I want to at least try it. I've never even given it a try, so I think I'll give it a try. If I do, though, I'm definitely going to get the shortest one. The one where I don't have to fill as much. And probably specifically purpose it for my strawberries. Because I want to get the strawberries kind of off the ground, so that's what I'm thinking. Seed addict, but that's okay. Seed addict, I was curious to know, do you actually put stuff out before your last frost date? Like, would you actually put cool season crops out in your zone before the last frost date? Is the answer no because it's too risky, or what? I'm curious to know. Because I feel like in my zone, it's possible to potentially put your cool season. I mean, I'm already growing outside, actually. I'm doing my winter gardening outside. Okay, thank you, Brienne. Yeah, maybe I'll try it. Just get some 2x6. Oh, okay. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted. Okay, so when we talk about raised beds, curious to know, are you guys using wood, natural material that breaks down over time, or are you using metal? I feel like metal is everywhere now. And they try to sell you on the durability of it. Wood or metal raised beds? I want to know. That's right, Ol. Yeah. Easier on the back. I can see that. Although most times I'm like literally sitting on the ground to plant my plants anyway. I'm also only 5'3", so I could see how I could feel a lot closer to the ground than someone who's 6 foot. I am familiar with seed addict, where you layer in like the branches. Hug culture is where you layer in like the logs at the bottom and then the branches. Basically, you try to fill it in a way so it's not all soil from the bottom up. So it's like branches, logs at the bottom, then branches, then leaves, and then your actual soil at the top. Lisa, can you show us some spring season? When's a good time? Like maybe after. Okay. Yeah. I usually put out the last week of May. Okay. Okay, so seed addict, even with your cool season crops, you put those out after your last frost date too. Okay. Brienne, you're saying wood personally. And do you say wood, Brienne, because you like is the aesthetic that you like? Or, I mean, I like the wood aesthetic. It does look more natural to me. I guess you could paint your metal if you wanted to. And then wood will naturally break down over time, which I feel is natural. Whereas metal, it'll take a long time for it to break down. But yes, seed addict, are you using wood? Jonathan, do you use wood too? I think you must, because you said Jonathan, you mentioned 2x6, which is wood size, wood planks, right? But yep. Yes, because the company that was reaching out to me was suggesting metal. It's like a painted metal, so it's not going to be just the pure metal. I was like, I mean, I'll try it out. I think it'll definitely make my garden look more elevated, right? But also, I mean, I was going after the more wild look anyway, it's fine. I'll get like a not so tall bed and try it out. Oops. Brian, you say you do like wood for the aesthetic and it's more natural, but a friend has been using the bins and they are staying in better shape. Okay. Okay, Brian. Lisa, you're saying my neighbor uses wood but doesn't share his tips. They're from the Philippines. Okay, Lisa, thank you. Jonathan, or 2 by 12 depending on, yeah. Okay. Seed Addict, you use both galvanized beds and wood. You can coat the wood with the, oh, okay. That's right, Seed Addict. You can char it to make it last. I think that's actually something that people don't realize. Charring it. Yeah, it's like is that like a Japanese method? I mean, there are probably other cultures, but I just know, yeah, good point, Seed Addict. So there are definitely natural ways to treat the wood so it holds up. Lisa, have you tried that before? I mean, sorry, not Lisa. Brianne, have you tried that before? Charring your wood that you use for your beds so that it retains, or it's more durable? Yeah, so I do like the wood aesthetic. Okay, my next question. It gets very, very, very warm here in Texas, like 100 degrees in summer. And I feel like those metal beds are just gonna like heat up like a pan would. Is that a valid concern? I mean, when I go to ChatGPT, when I go to ChatGPT, they tell me it is. They tell me that the dirt, especially closest to the sides of the metal, tends to dry out easily. And that if you have plants that are close to the edges of your metal raised beds, those will tend to get stressed because the soil next to the metal heats up quickly. I want to know if you guys have had any personal experiences observing that. And then also, because of that, do you find you have to water your metal raised beds more? Brienne. Okay, good. Okay, heat treated wood. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jonathan. But yeah, so with the metal raised beds, do you guys find you have to water them more often? Like I'm saying, like in my zone, it gets like to 100 degrees. I really feel my soil is going to be cooking in that thing. I think that's the main reason why. Because to me, a raised bed is like a modified container garden, except it's better because it's able to hold more volume, so it doesn't have as much heat fluctuations as a smaller container would. But obviously not as still fluctuations relative to in-ground. Seed Addict, thank you for explaining culture. Yep. Agree, Seed Addict. But yeah, so I'm curious to know, for the metal beds, do you guys find that you have to water it more often, or that the soil next to the actual metal gets dried out more quickly? That's what I want to know. I mean, I guess I'll still try it, only because I feel like everyone else is doing it, but... Lisa, yes. Oh, that's right. You asked that same question, Lisa, and I owe you doing a temperature measure. It is time for me to do a update on the compost. It's not hot right now. I would say it's warm. It's definitely warmer than the air right now. So if it's like 60s, it's probably like 70s. I'll have to do a temperature measure. Seed Addict. Okay, no, not really if you mulch. Okay, Valley, what is your favorite plant to grow? Valley, I don't know that I have one. Lisa, you asked some questions, so I thought maybe I'm going to answer the next 4 minutes before I take off here. But yeah. Valley, I'm not sure that I have one yet. I'm trying to grow a lot of different things, and I don't think I have a favorite yet. It would be, but the answer would be something that's productive and easy to grow in my zone and is like a really healthy vegetable. I just know that would be the winning requirement. I haven't figured it out, or I'm still trying to figure out what that is. Yeah. 45 degrees, nice. My metal beds were 7 by 3 and 1 foot high. Okay. Seed Addict, I'm looking at the shortest size of the metal beds, and yeah, so I'm thinking about 1 foot is about as tall as I want it. I want it a little bit elevated, but I don't want it so far off the ground, like I said, where 1, I have to fill it a lot, and then 2, it'll just stand out a lot because, as you guys can tell, most of the look in the garden is like very natural. Lisa. Oh, okay. Lisa, sorry. You were, okay, so you were asking me about seeds. Winter seeds, or seeds that you can start for the summer. So the first things I mentioned was you want to start your seeds that take the longest to grow. And these are these ones, Lisa. So we talked about cherries, bell peppers, and eggplants. Lisa, you're saying you had already gotten some plum seeds from sprouts. So yeah, go ahead and save those seeds. And I would probably go ahead and start them about now. It says, it depends on your variety, but in general, like it says like 8 to 10 weeks before last frost. Oh, these are backwards for you guys. But same idea, right? So these are always the ones that people start first when it comes to warm season gardening. Hi, Running Man. Good to see you. Not Native American, but yeah, I can see how you might think it. Asian American, born to immigrants. But yeah. And then, of course, Lisa, we have there's like all your pumpkins are summer crops too, right? Or warm season crops. Watermelon's a warm season crop. Okra, cucumbers, zucchini. I went ahead, and those of you that are curious, I went ahead and planted 6 of these just because, again, February is our coldest month, so it's high risk right now for me to be trying it, but I still got more seeds in here. Cantaloupe. Lisa, so these are all the ones. Corn, these are all warm season crops that you'd be planting after your last frost date. You could probably go ahead and start them a little bit before. But like some of them, like pumpkins, are sensitive to transplanting. So this one, I don't know. And then beans, of course, summer crop. Basil, summer crop, more beans. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what things you could grow. Jonathan, you have a bunch of Chinese plum trees. What is a Chinese plum? Is it tasty? Is it an actual fruit? Does it taste, is it, oh wait, so it's like an Italian plum, but it's like a Chinese version of it. I'm not even sure what that is. Sounds delicious though. Is it delicious? Brienne, you say, I wouldn't go any higher than 1 foot for what you're trying to, yeah. You want to be able to see what's in the raised bed still if you're wide. Yeah, okay. Okay, Brienne, yeah, I definitely want that. I think if I do, it'll be like a small one. Okay. How cool, Running Man. What's growing in the lab? Ooh, Jonathan, I'm jealous. All I've got is pleury trees. Lisa, I know you mentioned that you wanted to see that. We'll eventually, it's like in the back section. I'll have to save that for another time. I have done a video about it. It's been a while though. But yes, I'm remembering that Lisa wants to see the cherry plum tree. Although right now, there's not a whole lot to see. It's dormant. There's no leaves. And I'm actually going to be cutting it back in the wintertime to keep a small size. So, but yes, hopefully we'll have fruits off of them. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Always really good discussion, and thank you for sharing your perspectives on raised beds versus in-ground, as well as wood versus metal raised beds. I think I am going to go ahead and ask for that 1 foot metal raised version. Try it out and see for myself what I might recommend. They do pretty colors too, so it's either like an off-white bisque color or like a sage green. I think I really like the sage green, so probably gonna go with sage green. And then like I forgot the last one was like a charcoal, like a light gray color. Okay, not many people eat pears. Let's see, you have a pear tree too. Not many people eat pears? What do you mean, Jonathan? I eat pears. I'm sure everybody else in this chat eats pears too. Okay, yummy. Brienne, you say, my dad has had so much luck with his plum trees. Oh, yummy. Brienne, are they Italian plum trees? Are there Italian plum trees? That's what I want to know. Oh, here are some radishes, the French breakfast radishes. I gotta show something exciting in here. French breakfast radishes. Lisa, these were the ones you were asking me. You were asking me, is it a Mexican radish? I don't know, but it's called French breakfast. It says, feature a crisp texture and have a mild pepper flavor. Great to use fresh in salads, sandwiches, or a snack. I just think they're unique looking. They're not your traditional round bell peppers, round red bells, which are the traditional radishes that you find in store. These are more novelty-like. All right. Seed addict. A hoop house is a good way to combat cold weather if you're trying to grow. Yes, yes, seed addict. I mean, I'm trying to achieve like a hoop house. I just call them row covers because, as you guys can see, I don't really have I don't have formal rows. It's definitely more wild. I'm kind of interplanting throughout. And then, hi, Enmal. I'm going to have to wrap soon, but perhaps catch you on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central. I like the hoop house idea. Maybe I can see how I can mimic that hoop house on the little raised bed. I'm thinking of keeping the raised bed specific to strawberries. But I also wanted to put it in the shade of a tree though. And my tree, I think we might have to cut it down soon because it's dying. So many things to be done. Okay, but we're gonna call it for now. Thank you guys. See you guys on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Be well. Talk soon.